Now with our GMA cover story, Emmy-winning director, actor, and writer Mark Duplass sparking a national conversation after revealing the regimen he uses to manage his depression and anxiety. Whit Johnson sat down with the morning show star to talk about breaking the stigma around mental health. And good morning to you, Whit.
Hey, Michael, good morning to you. Well, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and according to the CDC's National Center for Statistics, only about 41% of men with an anxiety disorder receive any form of treatment. Mark Duplass tells me he's now trying to break down those stigmas and help others find what he calls little slivers of hope and joy.
The business of this show is a complicated world.
He's best known for his role as the fiercely loyal producer Chip Black on The Morning Show.
I'm going to stick around until you find someone new to produce you.
Okay.
But recently, 48-year-old actor, writer, and producer Mark Duplass has taken on a new role, opening up about his personal mental health journey. This 2023 Instagram post starting it all, writing, "I have been struggling with anxiety and depression for most of my life. When I see pictures of myself like this one, I can see the fear and sadness behind the smile."
You put it out there, not knowing how people are going to react. What was that initial response like?
You know, it's funny, I didn't really see it as something super personal. And I thought, I'll just share this feeling I had. And it was really the response that people had, particularly a lot of men, that made me realize that men's mental health in particular might not have been as destigmatized as I thought it was.
Mark says he white-knuckled it through panic attacks in his teens, but as he got older, he could no longer ignore it.
I had a pretty intense nervous breakdown in my late 20s, and I had no skills with which to deal with them. And I really did. I thought, this might be it for me. I might never be normal again.
Therapy and medication have been critical in pulling Mark from the depths of depression. But he says there's much more to his regimen that keeps him in a healthier place.
I learned that I got to get out of bed in the morning. I need to make sure I'm sleeping 8 to 9 hours a night. I need to make sure I'm getting really good exercise. I need to make sure I'm eating healthy. And for me, and this isn't the same for everyone, I needed to demystify the medication.
There is still such a stigma surrounding mental health. Were you ever concerned that perhaps this would hurt your career?
Yeah, I thought about it. I thought about, the last thing I would want is someone who's considering hiring me for a job to think like, oh man, what happens if he shows up and he's really depressed or anxious one day? I just want to say very clearly, like, there is no shame in this. I was so scared to tell people what I was dealing with. And once I did, it deepened all of my relationships. It helped my professional career. And that's something I didn't anticipate.
What would your message be to somebody out there who's struggling right now?
It's going to be okay. You're probably feeling like there's no way I'm ever going to be normal again. My life is ruined. But that fog is a lie. It's not real, and you will rise above the fog, and it will lift.
And another tip that Mark recommends is something he calls the 5 gratitudes, actually listing out 5 things that you're thankful for every morning and every night. The smaller the better, from that first cup of coffee in the morning to when your dog greets you at the door. And guys, this is actually something similar to what a therapist recommended to me years ago when I was going through my own personal struggles, and I found it to be extremely helpful. If it makes you feel good, write it down.
Yeah.
The fog is not real was the greatest description,
no,
right?
But it's a lie. The fog is a lie.
Yeah.
When he said that.
That was really great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm so glad that he is doing that and feeling more comfortable and sharing more and more about it.
Absolutely.
All right, Whit, thanks.
Thank you.